Hey guys, it's Ashley with Pugs and Pearls, and today we're going to be doing a get ready with me video featuring products from my June IPSY and also my Boxy Charm box. Now I've got a couple of different things. I'm gonna have to incorporate some of my other products, but I will let you know which one is which as we get through the video today, and I'm gonna give you kind of an end review of what I think of all of them. Again, this is a first time impression for a lot of these, so I'm really excited. We got a bunch of cool products in June, and we're gonna go ahead and get started now. Alrighty guys, as you know, my first thing that I like to do is put my Smashbox primer water on just to get started. Again, I really like how it feels. It has a really nice smell. That one has a little bit of a coconut scent. Next thing I like to do is put my Brazilian Kiss. This is the Sol de Janeiro lip butter. It is so nice just to, again, give some hydration into your lips, and it smells amazing like you are living on a tropical island, and it's actually a super big tube. Next up, to prime my eyelids, I'm going to take my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. This is, again, my favorite eye base to use. It just really helps those shadows that you put on stay so much longer, and a little bit does go a long way. So I'm just going to, again, pat that in, and it's going to cover any discoloration and just prep those eyelids for shadow. So the first product we're going to try from my Boxy Charm box, this is the Tula Skincare Glow and Get It. It's a cooling and brightening eye balm. So it comes in this little pop-up stick, so I'm just going to roll this on. And then I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit closer so you guys can see my face as I put this on underneath my eyes. And immediately as I roll this on, you can see that it's got a little bit of a shine with it, and it's super cooling. Like the second I put it on my skin, it's super cooling, and you can see there's kind of like a blue sheen. It's really kind of interesting. So it feels very, very nice on the skin. And I am going to go in with a primer, you guys. This is my Professional in the Hydrating Primer formula. I'm just going to put this on. I did not get it in a Boxy Charm box or IPSY. This is just some of my regular products that I use, and I'm going to put that over that Tula product. Alrighty guys, next up we have a product that came in Boxy Charm. This is the Purlisse Perfect Glow BB Cream SPF 30. It's oil-free, moisturizing, natural-looking coverage, and a matte meets glowy finish for all skin types, and it's for sensitive skin types as well. So I'm really excited to try this out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't used a lot of BB creams, but I feel like this is the perfect time to get this product because it is summer. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on my hand here, just so that you guys can see the consistency of what this looks like. It's very creamy. It's sliding a little bit on my hands, and it actually has a very nice, looks like a very cool tone color. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my Sigma F80 brushes, and I'm just going to kind of pop that on. It's definitely the consistency that I would expect out of a BB cream, which is supposed to be, again, got a little bit of SPF in it. We'll see what kind of coverage it gives. I'm really excited to try it though. And always I'm kind of worried because, you know, they don't normally come in a lot of like shade ranges or anything like that, so it's almost like it just has to work. But it does seem like it's going really well with my skin tone, so I'm really excited about that. I was definitely worried it would not be the right color or just be a little bit off, but so far so good. It's very creamy, and while it kind of feels like it's a thick consistency, it doesn't feel like that when you blend it out. And it is giving me a slight wash of color. So again, when you're looking for like those makeup days where you don't really want anything like super heavy and you kind of want to look a little bit natural but at least have some type of coverage, this does seem to be kind of cool. And I don't really have many products like that because normally when I wear makeup, I like to have it cover. I like to have it pretty much full coverage because normally I'm going into like a business environment where, you know, I need to look pretty put together. But, you know, for days now where I feel like a lot of us are working from home and we don't necessarily even want to do a full face of makeup, like this is kind of nice because you still can see my freckles underneath this. You can still see like some of my blemishes, which I wish, again, I could cover up. I'm actually going to put concealer on those in just a second, but I'm just going to keep going in and kind of building it up just a little bit to see what it does. But it's not bad. It definitely has a little bit of coverage, but you still can look very, very natural. So I do feel like it's living up to those claims. Alrighty guys, so it's on my skin. And you can see like it's kind of in between dewy and matte. I actually really like that. I've been looking for something that gives you a slight glow without being too like super glowy. And again, I am going to set this because I think that this is something that does need to be set, but for a very light coverage, worked with my skin tone. Again, it's not going to cover up a lot, but it is going to give you just a slight, you know, like you're putting yourself together. I would love to wear this actually during the week now, since like I said, I'm not really doing full faces of makeup since I'm working from home. So really actually very excited about this so far. Alrighty guys, I am going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. I do have a couple of blemishes that I do want to cover up, even though I am using, like I said, kind of like that light BB cream. So I've got one here, and I always like to cover up there, and I like to do a little bit down on my chin here. So I'm just going to take a brush from BH Cosmetics. This is their 138. It's a really nice angled brush, and I'm just going to pat that in. And again, it is going to give me a little bit of a lighter coverage here. Good coverage, but it's gonna like lighten up the area is what I mean, a little bit, because it's much lighter than that BB cream. But I love the color of that BB cream. It definitely, I think, did a good job. Very excited about that. Alrighty guys, so I was able to spot conceal, so I got some of those blemishes covered, so that's great. So next up, we are gonna move on into the eyeshadow. Now I only have a single eyeshadow here from my IPSY, I believe. So I am going to do a little bit of powder on my just my crease so that we can give some dimension to the shadow before I put this on. So I'm just going to take something that I know works really well. This is my Baked Browns from Dose of Colors. I'm just going to go in with this particular shade right here. This is just Deserted, and it's just a nice kind of like matte, kind of like a matte shade. And again, this brush came in my IPSY. This is the domed blending brush from Eddie Funkhauser. So I'm just going to tap into here. It's kind of a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to see if I can build up a nice crease color. It's a very soft brush, and it is angled. It's a domed angled brush, which is actually really nice. It's getting it in right where I would like it to get into. So it's just getting that crease color in and building it up very nicely. So far so good. Again, it's very soft, so I do feel like it's a decent brush. It's not scratchy at all, and it's building up this color quite nicely. Again, you kind of can really just get it into your crease since it's angled a little bit. So that's actually really kind of nice. Again, I'm just trying to give a little dimension to that other shade that we're gonna pop on with our finger in just a second. Alright guys, this is the hashtag INM, and this is the shade Queen Bee. It's a Velvet Dream Shadow, and it's a very pretty like gold reflective color. Just really kind of very neutral gold, but very, very nice. And I'm just going to take my finger and go into that and then pop that right on my eyelid just to give me the most intensification. And that is actually a very, very pretty shade. When I touch this, it's neither dry nor creamy. It's like actually somewhere right in between, like the consistency of this shadow. But I love the color, and I do love the payoff. And again, shadows like this are kind of easy, especially with gold. You can just kind of do a really basic look and then pop that over on your lid to intensify it. And it doesn't really take that much effort to put together like a nice look. And again, this is just an easy shadow to kind of build up directly with your finger. Alright guys, next we're going to take these iconic London Illuminator drops, and I am going to just highlight my skin before we do powder. Now this came in my Boxy Charm. This is in the original, I guess, formula, and I am going to shake it up a little bit because I've never used this product before, and I hear it's pretty intense. So I am just going to drop a little bit on my skin and kind of use my finger to brush that onto my cheeks. So just to give you an up close of what it looks like, it's kind of like a pinky pearlized shimmer. So again, I'm just gonna pat with my finger and just kind of pop that on just with my finger because I just don't know how intense this is going to be. And I kind of want to do like a highlight on my cheek here. So do the same thing over here. I could do this with a brush, but I'm just kind of, again, unsure because I've never used a product that has kind of like it in a dropper like that. And it actually does look really nice. I don't use a lot of cream products just because they tend to take a little bit more effort. I will say one thing I'm noticing about the foundation is, or the BB cream, it's definitely not it seems like it's seeping into my pores, and the illuminator drops are kind of highlighting my pores. I don't know if you can tell on camera, it might be too reflective, but the illuminator is very intense. It's extremely intense. And we are gonna take that down because then we are gonna go in with the KVD. This is, again, something I got in my IPSY. It's the Locket Setting Translucent Powder. I've used this before. It's a good powder. It's just one of those things where I have some other really good loose powders, so I don't typically purchase this on my own, but I do think it's nice. So normally to use this effectively, I just pour a little bit into the cap just so that I can kind of swipe my brush into the cap. And the only thing about loose powder is that it's very messy. And again, I'm just going to brush that over the BB cream just to set it, because I do think that BB cream, like I said, it's so creamy. I feel like you do need to set it, otherwise it might move around. And again, it's going to take down some of that illuminator drop since it's going to sit underneath the powder, but I don't mind because, again, it was a pretty intense highlighter. But definitely cool to get it in that format. And it's setting nicely. Again, kind of changing the consistency. It's going to look a lot more matte now. And it's not going to have so much of that glue, kind of glowy tone to it that it originally did when we put on the BB cream. Alrighty guys, I am going to add my own blush and bronzer. To start out with, for blush, I'm going to use this Tarte Partey blush. This is one I've had in my collection for a while, just because I do want to finish off this look completely before we go into some of the other products that we need to review. Again, this just gives a nice pop of color on my cheeks, just to help, you know, bring this look together. And then for bronzer, this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Love this. This is the original color. Very, very, like, smells really nice, but it's light and you can build it up. But I think it looks very natural and it's not too orangey. So if you have like a pink undertone, like, this is going to be a good bronzer for you. Again, doesn't leave you feeling like you have turned yourself orange, which a lot of bronzers do that to me personally. Alright guys, I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera really quick, and then I'm going to come back to do the lips so that we can finish off this look. And if you want to know what I'm using, I'll go ahead and link it in the down bar below. Alrighty guys, we're going to finish off the eye look. This is my Tarte Sex Kitten eyeliner. Again, I got this actually in a IPSY bag, I believe, and I absolutely love this thing. It's not from my recent month, but I use this all the time. This is kind of like my go-to black felt tip eyeliner now because it just does such a good job. And guys, for mascara, I'm just taking my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is one of the tiny ones. I have a bunch of sample sizes, and I do love this mascara, so I'm just trying to use this little sample size up. It does a great job of giving my lashes volume and length, and I've used this one for years. I also like the new Too Faced one that they came out with, the Damn Girl. That one also is very similar to this one. Again, great with volumizing and lengthening and just giving your lashes a little bit more than what they had. So it gives you kind of a nice natural look. And I am going to take my Mega Length from Wet n Wild. This is just to use on the lower lash line, or that's how I choose to use it, just to, again, bring them down a little bit. Alrighty guys, the last thing for today, we are going to take, this is the Sugar Matte as Hell Crayon Lipstick in the shade Viola. So I really liked this shade, and it seemed really creamy when I did a hand swatch, but I have not used it on my lips. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. It has a nice, again, crayon consistency. It's a very natural shade. Very creamy. Really pretty. I love this color. Really cool. I think that just went together so nicely. This look, again, it's nothing crazy. It's really basic, really easy to do, but I feel like so much more put together than I originally was. So let me come back and put my hair together, and I will give you my final thoughts. Alrighty guys, so I am back, and I love how this look turned out. And again, I really do like the Purlisse Perfect Glow BB Cream. Let's start there for a review. So first impressions, this was the first day that I've tried it. Again, I do think that it sinks into my pores a little bit. So you know, is it like, that's normal, I think, with BB creams though, for me anyway, that I've experienced that a lot. But do I like that it's kind of like a very light coverage? Was the coloring perfect? It went with my skin extremely well. Yes. So that was actually really exciting to receive this. And this was a full size, and this is in the shade light. I'm sorry, there is different shades. So this was perfect for me. Again, you can select this when you are in your BoxyCharm. You can select, you know, your shade range. So that's great that it actually, you know, came to me and it did fit my skin tone, because that can be really hard to match sometimes. So I do like this as a very light, basic, very natural looking BB cream. Again, not doing too much coverage, but giving you a slight wash, and you still can see, again, some of my freckles and natural imperfections through this. So I actually really do like it. For the Tula Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm, you know, it's interesting. Like, I'm not sure if I can necessarily tell that it's brightening, but was it cooling? Absolutely. Like, I definitely felt really good when I wiped it on. I don't know if it's actually doing anything underneath my foundation or underneath the BB cream. I'm not sure, but did it feel nice? Absolutely. And it left you with that kind of bluey glow. So maybe it is doing something, but I don't know, it felt good when I put it on, so that was enjoyable. I don't know if I would make this an everyday thing with this product, but I might still try it out, test it, see if my opinion changes. But on initial thoughts, I did like the cooling sensation when it went on. This brush I actually have been using prior to this video, and at first I was like, oh, it's kind of basic, but it's actually a nice brush. It has very soft bristles. You can really precision point get your crease in there with this, and it's very small. So if you have smaller eyelids and you need a more precision brush, I actually do like this. I thought I might pass this on, but I might actually keep it, especially if I'm trying to do a little bit more precision eyeshadow. So really nice quality for, I believe this was IPSY. The Iconic Drops. So another way that you can use these, I mean, you definitely see the shimmer. So if you want like a bronzy glowy look, this is honestly a good product. Again, another full size. This came in BoxyCharm. I would like to test this out with foundation, to put in my foundation and mix it, because they also say you can use the product that way. But if you are looking for like a glowy, summery look, this is like the perfect kind of thing to use. Now, are there other cheaper alternatives? There are at the drugstore. So this is a little bit pricier. I want to say this is the $40 mark. But I did like it. And again, nice to try it in my $25 BoxyCharm box. Okay, so the eyeshadow from INM, again, this is Queen Bee. Never heard of this brand before, but I love the shadow. Really gorgeous color. It reminds me of ColourPop, how it's in this like circular container. Lovely little look, and it did not take long to do. This is just this shadow and then one shadow basically from my Baked in Browns palette, which you could find in any type of palette, a basic brown in the crease. So really liked this, and I'm curious to actually go research this brand to see what other shades they have. So the KVD powder, again, it is going to mattify your look a little bit. It's translucent. I think it's a nice powder. I do have others that I prefer slightly over this, and that is going to be the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. It's very similar. I just think the Laura Mercier one is slightly finer and slightly more milled, but this is still a really nice one if that's what you're getting in your box. I definitely will use it. And of course, this is just a tiny little trial size, but it is nice, and it did mattify my skin a little bit over that BB cream. And then last but not least, my final review on this particular lipstick, again from Sugar. I love the name, Matte as Hell crayon lipstick. That's the type of product, and then the shade is Viola. It's made in Germany. I really like the application of this. It goes on, again, easy to draw on because it's in a sharp point, and the color is like an everyday beautiful mauve color, like with a pinky tone, which is some of my favorite colors. And surprisingly, again, everything just came together in a really nice everyday, really cute look. And again, I feel very bronzy, feel very glowy, and I just feel ready to take on the day since I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be filming some more videos, but I feel very put together. And it, again, if you enjoy subscription services, I love not knowing what I'm gonna get. I love it being a surprise, so I really enjoy getting these products and just getting to play with them. The only thing, guys, I did not test out, and it's because I don't have lash glue, is the Lashaholic Luxury Lashes. So I will do it, I promise, in a future video, but I need to get out of my house and buy some things or put in an order. I just don't really like to go anywhere right now, so I stay in my apartment. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these reviews. Let me know if you get Boxy Charm or if you get IPSY, and if you like them or have you changed your minds about them. I've really enjoyed them lately, especially since I can't go out and shop in person. I'm not likely to spend a lot of money right now on makeup, so it's nice to get things sent to me and I get to just kind of play with what it is. So I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!